the damage so far is pretty much what you see, except for some stuff with the swing arm. We're having some problems with the ball bearings. The wheel spacer dug in to the actual swing arm itself, where it mounts in, has an indentation where it's supposed to be moving freely right along here on the inside. So right now I'm swapping over to a spare tire I have. There's a few tests I want to check out first before I kind of go any further. I'm going to upload pictures of what the ball bearings look like and inside the sprocket. But they were pretty much just toast. Other than that, I mean, lost the clip on, just a tank dent in the radiator. It's bent. I have a radiator guard right here, but it won't mount properly. What I'm mostly concerned about right now is just the transmission and making sure that the transmission is still able to cycle through the gears. You know, since there was so much damage to the sprocket and it hit so hard, I'm worried about any engine damage. So at this point, I'm just going to mount the rear tire back on. It's always a bit hard to say how much you're getting into. So I gotta put the cush drives back into it. Oops. This is my this is a new tire, new to me tire. So as far as I can tell, because this tire is off of a 2013, mine's a 2010. The 2013 is a 636. It's all supposed to be the same. What I'm noticing now is they have some parts that are all the same size. However, one's steel and the other's aluminum. This bike, my current bike, is using steel. Well, the new bike is using aluminum. The 636 is using aluminum. I'm going to put the aluminum ones in. I heard that these are interchangeable. And it's all the same size other than the fact it's aluminum. The only thing that I think that has really going for it is a reduction in rotating mass. Hope not. So, I'll stand out of the way here. I gotta get the chain back over this. And I was using a different sprocket than this one. It's a different size, so with the damage, which I'm gonna have to upload pictures of on the inside here, the wheel spacer dug in to the swing arm right here. On the inside, right on this part, like I was saying earlier, and so with that not lined up properly, I don't think my wheel is going to spin straight. Yeah, so I sent pictures up to EDR, and they haven't got back to me quite yet, but it is late on a Wednesday. Just asking them if that's going to need a new swing arm, or if that can be like filed down or repaired somehow, and I don't see how it could be. All it is an indentation, a circular indentation to the exact size of the wheel spacer. But that could really have some effects just where it is. I mean, that's an important spot, and it's an important spot to have straight. So we'll see for this purpose of, you know, I'm not riding it. I'm just kind of concerned at where the transmission's at. Oops. I got to put my brake caliper on. And yeah, this is kind of a pain in the rear process, just for all the things you have to keep aligned properly for those that haven't done it. And of course, it's different on every bike, but I think for the most part, so I have to keep both the wheel spacers in because I can't put them in afterwards. I have to keep them in now. And the trouble keeping the pads open so the disc can slide through, but the wheel's heavy, so trying to have both fingers in there and not get your fingers caught and lift the wheel that the piston's all the way back, so that would help. I don't know if there's a better way to do that, but you just kind of have to get in there and push it down. I'm just sticking a screwdriver in, and one side of the brake caliper is the piston, and if someone squeezed the brake lever while it wasn't on, the piston's just gonna, yeah, there it goes. Oh, but I lost my spacer. That's the problem, because it's very difficult. Oh, did I get it? Yeah, I think so. A lot that has to line up. Oh wow, that just slides right in, so that's good. Usually you have to use a mallet to get this through, but this is just going right on through. Yeah, the adjustments are different. So this needs to be all the way forward for this property. This is +2, I think, in the rear. And the one that this was set for was stock, actually. It was stock in the rear. I had a -1 in the front, stock in the rear. That looks... That's, I mean, I don't... It looks straight to me. I'm noticing some sound from the brake disc. It'll make some grinding noises and then it'll stop, and then it'll make them again and then stop. So somewhere along there, either that's not, it's because I didn't torque it properly and it's slightly uneven. I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze my brake lever here and see if it's seating that. I think it's just because it's not, because now I get the sound consistently. Which I think are supposed to be a little bit, because it's supposed to be touching. But it's not torqued, the wheel's not torqued down yet either. And I'm not going to torque it, I'm going to put it on tight. Because the torque setting for this is damn near 100 foot-pounds. And I'm not going to get it just doing this. One thing I didn't mention earlier that I want to mention now is the bike runs great. As far as the engine, when I was running it earlier, I'm looking for the seat. Where do I put it? Oh, there it is. I can't remember why I put it over there. Been leaving it on the tender. Gonna take it off to get rid of some wires here. Try and clear the bike. Here we go. One more go. That's a good sign. From here, honestly, what I'm probably gonna end up doing is cleaning up the garage a bit more. It's a mess. It was way worse before. I literally just have shit piled here. I just moved in with my girlfriend. We just rented a place, and it was worse before when this was more my garage. So I'll clean up. Actually, found a place for my tools because when I crashed, they had to clean up the whole camp and threw everything in a bag. And I know you can't quite see my face right now. I thought the bike was more important. So I have all my tools in one bag, and it's awful. So I'll be right back. I pretty much had to spend the whole day cleaning the garage. Probably about the last 2.5 hours. Well, first let me start by saying what we did today was pretty much just make sure that this could actually spin straight, because before it was crooked by about 2 inches to the right. What I'm still concerned about is the indentation on the swing arm. I think there's no choice but to take that to a professional. Putting on a new swing arm would suck, especially paying for it, but that wouldn't be the end of the world. It cycles through the gears right. I would like to take it out on the street and just be able to kind of run through that underweight and see if there's any problems. Other than that, it still looks good right now. So like I was saying before, taking the tank off, taking off all the engine casings, changing the oil, changing the plugs, changing the fluids, replacing bits and pieces will be done later. Kind of cracking the suspension, making sure the front is loose and doesn't have any problems. The spring, I don't really know what I can do for the spring. It all looks good under the seat. The battery's good. It starts good. It runs good. So it's pretty much just physical self, the frame, the swing arm that I'm concerned about. Obviously, I'm missing the handlebar. So one thing at a time. But my plan is to diagnose as many things as possible without putting money into it, or more money than stuff I've already spent money on. Yeah. So I'll come back to that later. Finish cleaning the garage here, so I'll have a better workstation. This is definitely a massive improvement from what it was. So I'll catch you guys later.